So some women may not know what is primer and why is it beneficial for flawless makeup application and to help it last much longer. So I like to think of primer in this analogy. When you have a wall that had a bunch of posters up and you have little holes in the wall and you want to add a fresh coat of paint, most people typically don't just paint over the holes. You're still going to see the holes underneath that paint. So what do people do? They tend to get spackle and to fill in each and every hole to create an even, smooth surface and prime the wall for painting. And so with your skin, you want something that will help fill in the fine lines, the enlarged pores, and help create a smooth surface for your makeup to glide on. That's going to help it stay longer and help it to not settle into those lines and wrinkles. And there's always a few different types of primers available. One of my very favorite primers is our VFX Pro Camera Ready primer. And this primer, I kid you not, is pretty much identical to Smashbox's primer. But this one is about $13 as opposed to $35. So it looks clear right here. I'll get a little bit more. And you'll apply this all over your skin. And you can apply it with your fingertips because it does help with the warmth of your fingers to evenly apply all over the face. And there's different primers that help color correct or help make your skin look more luminous and hydrated and glowing. So, for example, we have a strobe primer, which I actually like to use as highlighter on top of my makeup, but you can definitely use it before applying your tinted moisturizer or any other kind of light to medium coverage foundation if you want just a little luminescent glow. But if you want something that's going to help create an airbrushed, flawless effect that's going to help even out your skin surface so your makeup will glide on, I highly recommend this. And then when I talked about the color correcting, a little known fact, you can use an amazing CC cream as a primer before you put on your fuller coverage foundation. What is a CC cream? CC stands for color correcting, and if there's any redness in your skin, discoloration, uneven skin tone, an amazing CC cream will help, again, create that smooth surface to apply more makeup on top. But most importantly, it's going to help add in beneficial ingredients and nutrients into the skin, kind of like a tinted moisturizer, but it's going to help even out that redness, that discoloration, and prepare your skin for success with your foundations and other products. So next up, I'll get to foundation. Now that we have primed the skin for our foundation, I'm going to go over the different types of foundation, the consistencies, and what brushes go best with them. I want to start off with BB versus CC cream. Some people ask me, okay, what is BB cream, what is CC cream, and what is the difference? I'm going to start off with a BB cream. BB stands for Beauty Balm, and it's one of those, 7-in-1 powerhouse products. It has SPF, most of them do, ours actually does. SPF, it has minerals and ingredients to help nourish the skin, to help protect it from free radicals in the air, and helps give a light sheer wash of color to the skin just to help even out the skin tone a little bit and make it look naturally radiant without a lot of coverage. What I like to do, because I got this in our Beauty Influencer Kit where I get pretty much everything for 50% off, feel free to message me or the person who sent you to this video to learn more about the Beauty Influencer membership. But this is our light version, so I'm actually going to use it underneath the eye in future episodes. Now, getting to the CC cream, what I mentioned in the previous unit on primers, CC cream is amazing for color correcting. If you have redness, uneven skin tone, maybe a little acne scarring, CC cream is amazing for giving a light to medium buildable coverage while still helping give your skin the nutrients it needs, like a tinted moisturizer with a little higher coverage and color correcting. capabilities. So with these, you have a few different options. Because it's so light and buildable coverage, you can actually use your fingertips with these, or you can use what I like to use as a great stippling brush. So it's kind of curved on the outside a little bit, and it's densely packed. I'm actually going to use this when I put on my foundation. Or you can use one of these little beauty blender sponges. And for lighter coverage, I might dampen the sponge and just bounce the sponge along the skin. Next up, you want to go with maybe a liquid foundation, and liquid comes in all different types of finishes. Some might be very lightweight, like a serum, and it's very luminous finish. Others might be like our VFX Camera Pro foundation that looks very airbrushed. With those, you could go a few different ways. Again, you could use the Beauty Blender. And this is all based on preference and what you like when you apply the products. It's kind of hit and miss. You learn what you love most about each application, and you make it your own. Again, I would probably use a stippling brush like this, or if you really want high, like very full coverage and be very precise, you can use one of these foundation brushes as well. And getting into the more fuller coverage, a cream to powder or powder foundation is amazing. For cream to powder, it is for maybe all skin types, more like normal to dry to normal. All these products I showed here are ideal for dry to normal skin types. If your skin is more on the oilier side, I would highly, highly recommend getting a mattifying foundation. We have a great Stay Matte foundation that helps control the oil so you don't look shiny and greasy by the end of the day, or a great powder foundation. Powder foundation. And with powder foundation, I would use a thickly, densely packed kabuki brush, which would be a little shorter than this and a lot more bristles. Or I use something like this. If you Google oval brushes, or in my private Facebook group, I will be including some Amazon links to brushes that I really like. With this kind of oval shaped brush, see how densely packed it is? I would kind of just brush it in and blend in the powder with a brush like this. So now that we've gone through all the different types of foundations, I'm going to go in with our CC cream. And I would say start with a little bit and then gradually add more, especially with really good European-made products. A little bit goes a super long way. So I'm just going to apply this much and then see how much more I need to apply. And then just kind of go to the center of your face and the cheeks and then blend. And you just want to kind of go in circles. And just a little fair warning, I am legally blind. I have some partial vision, but I may be kind of using my super big magnifying mirror in the future and just making sure I'm not missing anything. Another recommendation that I would make, and I'm going to go more into in the next video, is if you tend to have dark circles, like you can see mine are a little on the dark side, you want to have products that again can balance out the darker blue veiny color in your under eye area, the dark circles. So something like a peach based under eye concealer, and then I would probably layer that concealer first and then put on the CC cream, and then like a highlighter or a lighter shade on top of it. But for this tutorial, I'm going step by step with you. So let me see here. Now see, you don't even need that much. I've been very guilty of applying way too much product on my brush. And I don't know about you, but I do not like wasting product or wasting money. So you can see here. That CC cream is all in. And now that we have that on, I might go in with the BB cream or the to line up my under eyes. Actually, they're not too bad right now. But like I said, if you did want to go a little more high coverage, I would recommend a really good peachy toned concealer to cancel out the dark, the blue dark circles under the eyes. But for me, I'm I'm just going to take a little bit. I'm going to use my finger again because especially under the eye, you want to be very gentle, and the warmth from your fingertip will help it apply even smoother. I'm just going to apply these right here. And you just want to pat. You don't want to like rub. You want to be super, super gentle with your under eye area. And this is our light BB cream that, like I said, I use this kind of more as a highlighter. A highlight to kind of bring brightness to the face. And just brightness helps just make you look a lot more awake and refreshed. Let's see here. And I will set all of this in with a translucent powder. You could go with a colored powder, but I really like our clear powder just to set all the foundation in place, because you just put on all of the, kind of like, think of it like baking, especially if you're using like a liquid or cream to powder foundation. And you have all your liquid ingredients that you mix, and then after that's all mixed in, then you apply the dry. A little similar application theory with this, where you want to set all the liquid ingredients on your face with a really good powder, because it will help create that even powdery finish on your face. And from there, you can go into applying the powder products. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use a powder brush. This is another great one. It has a domed top to help evenly distribute the powder. Or, there it is. I knew I had it in here. We have an amazing dual-sided powder brush, which I'm going to use. See, it's very similar. So I'm going to use this to apply the translucent powder. Again, to set all the makeup in place. Some people, if they feel like maybe their skin is a little more mature and they want to avoid putting on powder, just see how it looks. I wouldn't recommend this for very, very dry skin or very very mature skin, because it could show a little more attention to the fine lines and wrinkles. But if you have about normal to oilier skin, or have somewhat dry skin but you want to still set your powder in place, I highly recommend this. For the more mature skin, you could play around and let the foundation dry for a little bit, and then apply your dry product, your powders to your face. Okay, so that is done. Next up, we're going to go into contouring. Now we're getting into bronzer, contour, and blush. There is a difference. So contouring is helping create a symmetrical face shape, or help, whether it's elongating the face, slimming the face, or slimming down certain features of the face like the forehead and the nose. There is a couple different types of contour bronzers available. One would be the cream variety, cream to stick, and then one is the powder. Again, the cream you'll want to use if you're going with more of a luminous, dewy, liquid foundation and you're not setting it with powder. I would definitely go with this. It'll give it more of a sheer, hydrated, dewier finish. If you are looking for more of a powdery, airbrushed, matte satin effect, then I would definitely go with the powder. And these are super blendable, super easy to use. So we're going to be using this for this demonstration. I will be doing a 5-minute quick face look in my private Facebook group that you are invited to attend in the future, where I can show you how to use the bronzer and the highlighter sticks to create, like I said, a very quick, even glowing face for a 5-minute face on the go. And with the powder or the cream bronzer and highlighter, again, I would use a beauty blender to just press and bounce it off it. Bounce it and just blend in that way with the beauty blender. For the powders, I have a couple of my top recommendations. One of these is, again, the oval brush. And it's really good with a narrow applicator to just go in right here. Or we have one here with the same makeup brush set that I've used from Amazon. You see it's a little more angled. And this is a little thicker, which is great for like blending in, but I would probably use like the edge of it for the cheekbones. And bronzer, the contouring is really good to create the illusion of cheekbones when you don't have them, especially on more round face shapes. And for applying bronzer, you want to create like a 3. So you're going to start right here and go down, and then you're going to use your contour right here, and then the jawbone. And in the private Facebook group, I will be showing different images of how to contour and highlight based on your specific face shape. So I'm going to go in with our darkest shade right here. And I'm going to start with the forehead. And then also, bronzing and contouring, if you're not trying to... So contour is, like I said, to help contour and create the face shape. Bronzer is more so just to add warmth to the face. So instead of like a blush, you could use bronzer on your cheeks. So I'm going to go right here. And I'm going to go a little bit on the forehead, especially when you're shooting videos. Or your forehead is a little bit on the bigger side. I like to go in with contour the top of the forehead. So I'm just going to push back my hair. And just blend it in. You can see. And just put a little bit on the side. And you don't want to, and you want to blend it to the hairline, just so you don't get any like demarcation, or yeah, you want it to all blend into the hairline. See there? So now that we've gotten the forehead area, I'm going to blend in a little bit more. Now we're going to go to the cheeks. And you want to like kind of suck in your cheeks and kind of find where your cheekbones would be. So it's going to be right here. And again, you want to go towards, you want to blend out towards the jawline, or towards the hairline. And this just makes it super easy to apply. And again, you want to apply a little bit at a time and then add accordingly, because it's a lot easier to blend in and add little by little as opposed to putting on way too much and then trying to take it off. Okay. And just kind of blend upward a little bit. And I'm going to apply blush so it's not going to look so harsh. And do a little bit more. Okay, and then I'm going to do the jawline. You want to make sure you blend, blend, blend. I have to remind myself this. The beauty is in the blend. So you're just going to blend this contour color along the jawbone. And I'm just kind of going. Alright. Now I'm going to do the other side. See there? Just kind of even them out a little bit. And then, like I said, as I add in the blush on top, it's all going to come together. And then just blend at the jawline. Okay, and then lastly, if you want to, some people like to use contour to just slim the edges of your nose. You can use your fingertip or like a smaller brush. I'm just going to use a little bit of my fingertip right here. Just go down the brush, and then after you go down the sides, you're going to go right at the tip, under the tip of the nose. And see what a slimming effect it has. So ideally with your makeup, you want to create the focal point, the attention of the your face down the center. And so now that is done, I'm going to go in and use my dual-sided brush to kind of use this lightest highlighter color up here, right here in the center of the face. Again, you can use like a strobing, like a highlighter, and I'm actually going to use our strobing cream to create a dewy highlighter on the face, but this is just a way to do it, where it's more satiny matte. Just a little bit in the center of the forehead. You want to create dimension, because sometimes when you wear foundation and you don't put any blush or highlighter, you just look very one-dimensional and very flat. So this helps create realistic dimensions to the face once you've kind of evened the surface with your foundation. Put a little bit at the cupid's bow. And so I'm just using the other side of that brush I was using for my powder. And then the chin. And again, I'm just kind of using a little bit right under the eye area, right up here. Some people, especially if you have a lot more fine lined, you may not want to go that route. I'm going to have more videos in my private Facebook group for those with more mature skin and adjustments to make from beyond what I'm showing here. So that the highlighting part is done. I will go in after I put on blush, I'll add in a little more of the dewy highlighter to the apples of the cheeks. Now I'm going to use a blush brush like this, just kind of like a little of a curved tip. And again, just use a little bit and then add gradually. I'm using our blush in Rose Jam. It actually came in the Beauty Influencer kit, and it's a really nice, universal, kind of neutral blush. So I'm just going to tap off the excess. And then with blush, you want to apply it to the apples of your cheeks. So when you smile, right here is like the fullest part, and then gradually blend backwards. And just kind of tap and press all the way backwards. Let me see here. And you don't want to go too high, because then you're getting up to here, and you want that area to kind of, like I said, be brighter and look more alert. Okay. And you just want to blend that way. Okay, now Now we're going to go with the left cheek. And you're kind of blending this in with the contour that you created. Blend all the way outwards. So that is the blush and the contour. And lastly, again, this is optional. I'm going to use our strobing primer, but I want to use it on top to create a highlight. You could use a powder highlight, especially if, because I'm using all powders here, I could opt to use a powder or this cream because it does apply very smoothly. It applies smoother, and it's you don't get too much of pulling up of the powder that's already on the face. You just apply with a light tapping motion. So I'm just going to put a little bit right there. A little bit right there. A little bit on the center of the nose. And it just has these really pretty light reflecting particles to just give that glowy finish. Just kind of press it in, tap it in with my fingertip. Or you could use a beauty blender brush and just bounce it off. You can see there. And then here, just press and bounce. Okay. Then I'm going to put a little bit more in the center of the forehead and the chin. Just take very small amounts. Chin, Cupid's bow, center of the forehead. I'm going to use the Beauty Blender. Just gently balance it. And if you do want a little bit more on the above the blush, on the higher part of your cheekbones, you can apply more. And you can even apply a little bit right here as well, right above the brow bone. So that is it for contour, blush, and actually highlighting. So next up, we're going to get to the eyebrows and the eyes. Next up, we're going to talk all about brows. Brows help frame the shape of your face just as much as a contouring does. So I'm going to be very transparent with you. Brows are not my specialty, primarily because, again, I'm very nearsighted. I'm visually impaired. And probably maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I wouldn't even do much with my brows because I had far less eyesight in my left eye than I do in my right eye. But praise God, actually, I've started receiving some more eyesight in my left eye, so I've gotten a little more adventurous in filling in my eyebrows. And there's a few different ways you can fill in your brows. I like the more of the natural, feathery look. Some people like the very harsh, extreme Instagram brows. No shit, whatever, to each his own. So I'm going to go through what I personally use is our eyebrow pencil, and you could use one of these brushes that are very angled and very thin brush to create like thin brush-like strokes to the brows using a powder, pomade, or liquid eyebrow product. We do have great eyebrow powders for helping fill them in very naturally, and then like more of a pomade and a thicker mascara for more thicker, fully defined brows. So I'm going to show you how I personally fill in my brows. I'm going with a spoolie brush, so this is a dual-sided one, and again, our company does have a set of brow brushes as well. So I'm just going to brush everything upward so you can create that even brow arch shape. And I will be providing images and additional training in the group of how to precisely shape and define your brows. So I'm going to go in with our brush and just kind of first kind of create an outline and then fill in. So I'm just going very gently over the natural brow line. And just gently defining that brow. And then just kind of create that line of where the brows start. And then I'm just going to go right here and gently fill them in. And then I'm going to go in with the spoolie and then brush them downward so you get an idea of what the brow shape is on the top of the brow. And to blend everything in. So just blend it together. And then, I'm going to take my brush and just kind of graze through the top of the brow. And fill in a little bit. Okay. Just fill in where the tail ends, where it can sometimes like a little hole right there. So I want to fill that in. And there we go. There's that brow done, and you can see the difference right there. So now I'm going to do the left brow. Brush upward. Okay, and then fill them in. Let's see right there. Just kind of fill in. And then I'm going to use the same spoolie brush to brush downward. And to blend. Okay. Let's see. And you know what? If you don't get each brow exactly perfectly the same, think of your eyes as sisters, not twins. Yes, ideally you want to get them to be even, but if like this brow is a little bit higher than this brow, you work with what you got and you're working to enhance it. It's not always about perfection. So I just filled it in right there. And I'm going to blend them out a little bit with the brush, just to make it look a little bit naturaler and softer. Because sometimes we tend to overdo it with the eyebrow products, and so just kind of that helps to lift off any excess and to just blend it in really nicely. I get a little bit right there. Just very light strokes. Okay, so that is it for the eyebrows. Again, definitely not my forte or my specialty, but any tips and tricks I can pass along in our special Facebook community, I'm going to be sharing them with you. And next up, we're going to get to the eyeshadow and eye products. Next up, we're going to go over my favorite daily eyeshadow look. And we want to start off, we primed our skin, we want to prime our eyelids. And this primer is going to help create an even, smooth surface for your eyelids. And it's going to help with the pigment that goes on top of it to be its brightest, most natural color the way it was intended to be. Because when our lids are a little darker, it can kind of mute out the colors. So I use a fluffy brush, eyeshadow brush just like this. And I'm going to swirl it in the pot, and then apply it to my lid. And go from the eyelid to just beneath the eyebrows. And kind of go a little bit outside of this area, because we do tend to put some eyeshadow right here on the outer part of our eyelid. I'm going to go with the other lid. Okay. And I love this one. It's very comparable to MAC. It's like $20. This one is $10, and that's before the 50% off beauty influencer discount that you can get with this company. So just going to put that all over the eyelid. And now we're going to go with my eyeshadow palette right here. This is Sunset Kiss. I love these colors. It's a shimmery eyeshadow palette. Some ladies, especially with the more mature skin with the eyebrows, they may stay away from more shimmery colors, but honestly, whatever you feel you're most confident in, whatever you love. If you love shimmer, put on a little shimmer. If you want to go more matte, don't go with the matte, but really just play around with it and see what you personally feel you're best in. So I'm going to go in with, actually, let's see. I'm going to go in with this brush and just put product in the first, like 2/3 of my lower lid. So I'm going to apply this really pretty champagne gold color to my lid. And you want to work from the inside out. So I'm going to deposit a lot of color right there. And then I'm going to gently blend it out a little bit on the last third of the lid. See there? Okay, so I'm going to do the other lid. Alright, so that is done. Next up, we are going to go with the center crease color, this one right here. From this look, I'm going to show you how to add a little more drama to the eye look for evening time. So I again use a different angled brush for the crease. And I kind of press it on its side and kind of stamp it right here on the outer corner. So I'm going to press down and just stamp it. You want to get a lot of high color payout. So I'm just going to kind of stamp it right there. And let's see if I can zoom in. So see, we're going to start outward, and then we're going to blend it in. So you want it on the darkest on the outer corner. And I'm going to have in my private Facebook community group, I will have different diagrams and different information for what colors work best with your eyeshadow, eye color, and your eye shape. So I'm just going to kind of blend outward and along the crease. And blend all the way up, almost up to the brow bone. And you see that little bit of a gradient from the gold to the kind of rose gold. So I'm going to put a little bit more. And if I need to wet it, just to wet it a tiny bit to get a little more color on the outer edge, you can. Okay. And so you just kind of top that there. Alright. Okay, so see what a difference this makes. And I'm going to use that same brush to kind of clean up the outside and lift it up a little bit. Nope, that is not it. There it is. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of just use that same brush that I used for the primer and just kind of use it to clean up the outer edge. And so for this side, I'm going to go in and apply eyeshadow with the same brush that I used before with a gel eyeliner. And there's a few different ways you can use eyeliner to help enhance your eye shape and help make the appearance of a thicker lash line. You could definitely go with a liner pencil like this right here. I love it's a mechanical pencil, so you don't always have to sharpen it. And this is probably like the easiest for a beginner. And you just kind of create little dash marks along the lash line to connect the dots and then blend. So I'll show you right here. So just do little dots and just connect the dots closely to the lash line. And this is great for tight eyeliner, tight line. That's what and by tight eyeliner, I mean you can literally go up to the watermark, so you can like lift your lid and go right under the lash line for a very natural, fuller lash line look. And then also at the bottom, so I'm actually going to use this a little bit for the bottom line. And this is like a violet, dark plummy color, which is great for brown eyes. And I'm just going to go in right at the waterline. And just very gently just go back and forth to apply. You just want very little pressure on it. And you can hardly tell I have anything on that lower lid, but when I put on the mascara, it's going to have more of a dramatic effect. And so I'm going to go in and use the same tip for the gel eyeliner. And so there's gel, and then there's also liquid eyeliner. And gel can still help give you that nice cat eye effect, that winged eyeliner look. So I just apply it on some of the tip, and sometimes I have to push the brush together because when you dip it in the gel, it can kind of lose its shape. So you want to make sure it's a very thin lined brush. And I'm just gonna, you can kind of stamp it in. You can press down right at the lash line. And typically I line my eyes where the lash line starts. I don't go all the way inward unless I'm really creating like a dramatic graphic eye look. Just want to get in a little bit more. And then kind of make sure you just press the two sides of your finger together along the brush to make sure it's a narrow brush. And just glides along the lash line. You can see right here what a difference this makes, this eye and this eye. So now here, I'm going to go for a winged look, and you just kind of want to, ideally when you do the winged look, it's just going to look like your lash line went slightly outside of your normal eye line, and it goes outward. So I'm going to just make sure this is blended in. And then going to go slightly out, but then go right back in. So you go out and then connect it back inward. So you go So you can see right here. And then again, I might go in with that little brush to clean up the edge of it. And you can see it's, when you look down at the lid, it's just like one straight line. So that is a winged eyeline look. Easy peasy. Just takes a little practice. That's all it is. The difference between most makeup artists on YouTube or beauty influencers on YouTube and you is that they had a lot more practice and maybe a little more training and being self-taught through tutorials just like this. So now I'm going to go in and apply the makeup on my left eye. I'm going to go in with the, I already put on the gold, so next up I'm going to do the contour. And again, I'm going to press inward at the outer corner. Let me see if I can zoom in here. So I'm just going to press. And you can get these brushes exclusively through our company, or like the brush I'm using is from ELF, from the drugstore. So all my makeup here that I'm using, each product is less than $20. And you can get really a high quality look with really high quality like European grade products, European made products, which is the highest global quality for makeup, for less than $20 each. And that's before you can get the optional 50% off beauty influencer membership. So you can see right here, I'm just going to press in. And I'm going to clean this up a little bit with the primer. Because you want it to kind of create an upward stroke, upward directional eyeliner or eyeshadow look. So I'm going to go in again with more powder. And just kind of blend inward to the crease. So you can see right there. So that's the eyeliner look, and then I'm gonna put on the highlighter right up here. And I'm gonna use this color right here for the highlighter. And again, you could use this even a little bit on your cheekbone instead of the other product that I used, but you're gonna use this up a whole lot quicker than you will the other two. So I'm gonna go right under the brow bone. And what I did is I took the same angled brush, but I used the top part of it. I didn't use the sides. I just used the very tip of it. And then I'm going to do this side. And you can kind of blend it into the crease color that you have. And then you're going to want a little bit on the inner corner of your eye, which I'm going to use this little guy right here, kind of like a lip pencil. I don't really use brushes for my lip pencil, but I use it for the inner corner of my eye. And you want to get this little V area right here. So you can blend it into your eyeshadow on the lid. See right there? And a little bit under the eye. And this is going to help brighten up your eye area. This helps you look more alert and awake. So even if you haven't had a full 8 hours sleep, or you're feeling a little under the weather, makeup makes you look better and you feel better. I swear, some people, when I've been really sick or not feeling well, they're like, wow, Estelle, you look really good. I'm like, well, I don't feel good, but you know, when you look good, you feel good. So it's just kind of giving yourself that confidence boost that, you know what, I might not feel good, but I'm going to at least look good. That's what I can control for the day. So I just put on that highlighter, and I'm going to go in at this side with the eyeliner, the gel eyeliner. So again, use this brush. And then, sometimes press the brush sides together. And then I'm going to go outside in. Zoom in here. Just along the lash line. Might have been a little thick. Use the wrong side of the brush. I'll go with a Q-tip in between the tapings. This is just going to be a little thicker eyeline than this one. I'll just even them out. So you can still make them look pretty even. Even when you mess up. It's fun. You know, there's so much stress. Sometimes people plan themselves with applying makeup. It's my creative outlet. It's where, like, I'm not into drawing and painting and arts and crafts, but I love planning on makeup, and this is my creative therapy. This is my self-expression. My creative self-expression. So I'm going to clean this up, like I said, in a little bit, because it's still not perfect. And I need to get a Q-tip. So I'm just going to go out and, oh gosh, in. Out and in. I covered it up, but so I can see. Oh. How are you doing? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna clean this up with that brush. Okay. Get a Q-tip. So I went and got a Q-tip and slightly dampened it to clean up all this mess right up here, and to clean up a little bit of this eyeliner. Because, of course, Murphy's Law, when I'm doing something live and it messes up, I can go back in and clean it up. But, again, nobody is perfect. There's never any perfect application 100% of the time. It just takes practice. And so I kind of just cleaned this wing area right here. But you can see it's just, when you look down, it's just a straight little wing outward. So it's all one connected line. And I'm going to get in a little bit of this. I just dampened this Q-tip just to blend inward this eyeliner. So it's a little thick. And then I'm going to kind of pat in a little more eyeshadow right there. I'm being very real. Again, I'm not some perfect certified, cosmetologist, esthetician from around the world. I'm a beauty lover who's self-taught. But if I can do it, you can do it, and that's subjective. I'm not here to show how wonderful and perfect I am. I'm here to help you learn how to express your creativity through makeup, through, this fun art form. So I am going to, just like I said, go in with that gold and retouch it. See right there. Good as new, right? So I'm going to just kind of clean up this side a tiny bit with that makeup eyeshadow primer that I used. And just gonna take a tiny bit of it to clean it up. Okay. So again, it might not be exactly perfect and exactly equal, but again, these are sisters, they're not twins. And even twins aren't 100% identically perfect either. But you can see here, this is the achieved look of the winged eyeliner look. And in my private Facebook group, I will show you how to best emphasize your eyes with the right colors and the right shadow application techniques. And now, oh, and you know what? I'm going to fill in the lower lash line right here. Forgot that one. And again, I'm just going to go to the waterline. And very gently just get up to the waterline and apply. So you see there. So that is just a little bit of eyeliner on the lower lid, about a third to a quarter of the half of the way in to the lash line. And that is it for eyeliner. Now for mascara, to complete the look, I'm going to go in with my favorite mascara. It's our 3D Effect mascara. And it gives the effect of like full false lashes, very full, dramatic, long lashes. And before I do that, and you do not want to make the mistake of what I did and thinking you're above the laws of beauty, and that is curling your lashes with mascara on them. So when you do that, the lashes can break, and then you have a lot shorter lashes than when you started with. For me, my hair is naturally very, very straight, so my lashes do have a harder time to curl. I would recommend, like I have a lash curler right here, either heating it up with a hairdryer for just a few seconds, or you can get a keratin lash lift. And keratin, just like for your hair, it smooths the hair shaft, and this lash lift, it'll like perm it, so it'll keep them curled for about 4 to 6 weeks while not damaging the hair. So I'm going to curl the lashes and just go close to the root and then press down for about 10 seconds. Actually, let me get it a little better. Press down for about 10 seconds and then apply the mascara. There's the mascara right here. And some mascaras based on the wand are great for curling. We have a great extreme curl mascara, which I might use after this. And then we have one that has like more of a domed applicator brush. So like, see, this one is like very evenly packed and densely packed. There's one that's like a cone shaped, and it helps get in the little hairs much easier. This one is very well used. I've used this almost daily for a few months now, so it's getting to the bottom of the last few uses, but I want to work with it. And you want to start from the root and zigzag upward for the first layer. So root and zigzag upward, root, upward, root and zigzag upward. And then I'm going to go into the other eye, put on the lash curler. And I might even go in with our Extreme Curl mascara so you can see what that looks like. Okay. So again, go root and wiggle upward to the tip. Root to tip. So I'm going to get more of this. And I might go in with the extreme curl so you can really see, but you can layer the different effects of the mascara. Different mascaras on your lashes. So just root to tip. Okay, I'll do a little bit more on the left eye, or the right eye here. Root to tip. Just to make them a little bit thicker. And then I'm going with the extreme curl, because that is my favorite, another one of my favorites. So I'll show you what this one looks like for ones that you really want like extreme curl. You can see how this brush is naturally curled. So you can brush upward, and how this is angled, it helps curl the lashes. Okay, so I'm going to go root to tip. I'm just going to keep going upward. Upwards. And then after I go upward, I'm going to go sideways a little bit. Make sure I get all the hairs evenly coated. Okay. So you can see there what a difference it makes. Alright, I'm going to do the left eye. And that's it for the lashes. And then all we have left is the lips and the final finishing touch to make your makeup stay all day. Okay. Just brush upwards and then sideways a little bit. Some brushes are great for just like making the lashes look black and full. Others give dramatic volume and length. So this is great for curling and to help create some of that length as well. The 3D effect is great for length, but again, I'm getting close to the end of that bottle, so it's not quite as potent as the first, few months of using it. It's a good mascara for using it so long where you need to keep it goes within 3 months of when you're supposed to toss mascara anyway. So look at just the difference mascara makes to your lashes. And that's it. And you could go in with more layers of mascara, but then I would highly recommend using like a lash comb to separate if there's any clumpiness in them. And some people opt to curl the bottom lashes because again, when the lashes help to open up and brighten the eyes, and the lower lashes can do the same. So I'm actually going to go in and do the lower lash line. And I'm going with this again, the 3D effect. And you can also go sideways too. And just go wiggle from the root downward. Let me see. Alright, so that's the bottom lash line. I'll show you guys. And then I'll do the left, and we're done for the eyes. So that is the lower lash line. And now, last is the lips and the finishing touch. Lastly, we're going to go into lips. And the lip color I would recommend is based on if you're cool toned or warm toned. Cool toned is more so if you tend to wear silver instead of gold. When you're out in the sun, you burn first or you burn quickly. Warm toned if you wear more gold, and if you're out in the sun a long time, you tan and then you just tan quicker, or you burn and then tan. And so that'll help you tell what color family you want to go with all your makeup. I am more on the warm side, and so I'm going to share a really pretty neutral lip color that is great for warm tone. It's very natural looking. If you're on the cool toned side, I would recommend a different matte lip color, more mauve. This is more like a rosy color. And lip liner is not for everyone. Not everyone has to use lip liner. I do recommend using lip liner if you want to go slightly outside of your lip line to create the illusion of a fuller look or lip look. Or if you say have lines around the lip area and your lipstick tends to bleed, then I would say yes, go in and fill your lips and then line your lips and fill it in with a lip pencil to help the lip color stop from bleeding outside the lip line. I already used the lip pencil to line my lips, and now I'm going to go in with our matte transfer resistant lip color. Sometimes I go for gloss, but other days where I want lipstick that's going to be transfer resistant that I can drink water with and, eat or, drink here and there and not have it get all over the place. And I love this lip color. So I'm going to zoom in. And apply this lip color. I kind of put some on my bottom lip before, but I'm going to reapply. I just go from the center of the lip outward. That's the bottom lip, and I'm going to do the top lip. And that is lip color, and then let it dry for a little bit. And on the next unit, I'm going to share with you my secret weapon for making makeup last much longer, even if it's hot and humid out. So I'll see you there. Lastly, I love a setting spray. Setting spray, you put it on your face, and it's going to help set your makeup in place, keep it from sweating off, kind of melting off. Think of it kind of like a hairspray for your face. So I'm going to just use a fine mist, and I'm going to go from a far direction and go kind of in 5 quadrants. Here, 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 and then the center to kind of set it all in place. And just let it dry. You want to, of course, make sure your eyes are closed. And like I said, this, along with the primer, really helps make your makeup last all day and all night. So that is it for my makeup. It's going to be on for a long time. And don't forget to join our private Facebook group where I will show you each product I used along each step of the way, more bonus trainings, and more giveaways. So if you liked anything here, please feel free to share with others. And you see this lipstick? Nothing on it. Transfer resistant lipstick, long lasting makeup, all European made, highest quality, and everything I used was $20 or less. Feel free to message me or get back to the person who sent you to this video to learn more about our exclusive beauty club full of European made beauty products. Take care.